Thank you so much for having me here today to talk about Senate Bill 321. This is my catchphrase for you to keep in the back of your mind. 321, reading is fun. This is the Youth Literacy Act. And I just want to start off by thanking our state librarian who's here with us today, Greg Lucas, and his committee staff, Lynn Lorber. Their assistance on this bill has been incredible, and I am excited to present it to you. Our numbers are staggering. Half of the country's third graders and 2/3 of Black students and more than half of Latino students do not currently read at grade level. Students that are unable to meet third grade reading levels are four times. So if they can't read on grade level at third grade, they are 4 times less likely to graduate from high school. And high school dropouts are 4 times more likely to be arrested in their lifetime. And approximately 85% of the youth in our juvenile court system are deemed low literacy. So the ability to read is a very strong indicator from an early age about the trajectory of a young person's life. Members, California, this is staggering, you ready for this? California ranks lowest, worst, bottom in the entire nation for third grade reading levels. This is according to a 2022 National Center for Education Statistics report, which is the one everyone uses to figure out where third graders are across the country. Wealthiest state in the nation, we should be at the top of that list. Studies show that immersing children in book-oriented environments builds their vocabulary, increases cognitive skills, and improves educational outcomes, but we know that. We know that reading to kids makes every difference in the world, and we know that kids who have access to books and book-rich environments do better. To address these inequities, in my community, when I was on the Sacramento City Council, I established a pilot project, a partnership between the Sacramento Public Library and the lowest performing school in my district. We went into the third grade and we gave them all library cards. And then we sat back and saw what happened. And that summer, our summer reading numbers skyrocketed at the library closest to that school. The librarians presented those students with resources available to them. They gave them the library cards, but they also gave them something else, a passport to learning and education in their own time on the summer, when they wanted to come in and check out whatever books they would like and use their imagination to travel wherever they might like to go. That pilot program was so successful that Sacramento County replicated it in 5 additional schools. Programs like that exist in several counties across our state. LA and Palo Alto both have strong programs. It is vital that we expand literacy initiatives that we know work and make them statewide. SB 321 requires our amazing state librarian and his team to facilitate partnerships between local public libraries and elementary schools to issue student success cards to third grade students. That means they'll all have access to their public library and to our state library. It also requires the state library to report outcome data to the legislature so we can track how we're doing with those third graders. This bill would help ensure that all children, regardless of socioeconomic status, can succeed in school and life through education by creating public library partnerships with schools. SB 321 ensures that California gives our students the resources they need to succeed, and I will just close with this statement. I'm really honored to have just one co-author, and that is Pro Tem Toni Atkins, because she too believes in the power of the library. And I chose third grade for a reason, because all of the studies show that third grade is the point at which students go from learning to read to reading to learn, which is an important and critical time in a child's life. Colleagues, I ask for your I vote. I have with me 2 witnesses. The first to testify is Greg Lucas, our California State Librarian, much beloved. And our second is Crystal Miles, who's the Public Service Manager for my own home, Sacramento Public Library. She's also co-chair of the California Library Association's Legislative Committee.
Thank you, Senator Ashby. Much beloved state librarian, welcome.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
I'm Greg Lucas, California State Librarian. I've had this job for 9 years. Thank you, Senator.
Yeah.
And in the 9 years I've been at the State Library, we've yet to find a single negative consequence of providing more Californians, particularly school kids, with access or a passport to the online and in-person resources that are offered at California's 1,127 community libraries.
Very good. Awesome testimony. Thank you very much. Well put.
I told you we'd be brief.
And that he's beloved. Mr. Lucas has been. So thank you. Please.
Don't encourage him, Dodd.
Ms. Miles.
Good morning,
Welcome.
Mr. Chairman and members. I am a little less beloved.
Not at all.
Miles.
Especially after your testimony, you'll be more beloved. Please.
And not quite as brief. I'm representing the California Library Association today as the co-chair of their Legislation and Advocacy Committee. I first want to thank Senator Ashby, as well as Leslie in her office, and your chief consultant, Lynn Lorber, for all of the work that they've done in crafting SB 321. CLA is pleased to support the bill as it is amended. As a library professional for over 10 years, I've been able to witness firsthand the joy, excitement, and impact that reading provides to the children of our community. The library provides so much for our students, including literacy education, access to basic technology, live homework help, and free lunch during the summer months. With access to the library, it feels hopeful that every child might have the opportunity to be connected with what is available to lift them up, regardless of what they may be facing at home. Literacy and the ability to engage with books is one of the most crucial elements of making your way out of poverty. As it's already been said, research shows that by third grade, if you do not have basic grade level literacy skills, you are less likely to escape poverty or succeed on the same trajectory as your peers who are reading at grade level. You are also more likely to be incarcerated. Currently, California has the lowest literacy rate in our nation. This means that most children in this state are not going to make it into the fourth grade with literacy skills needed to break out of the cycle of poverty. As a former literacy intervention specialist, I have seen this up close. And unless you have an incredible amount of support at home and at school, once you're behind, the chances of catching up look really grim. So supporting this bill will ensure that every child in California will have access to the library by the end of third grade. While many public libraries have forged agreements with their local school districts to ensure that this information about library resources and access to library cards are shared with students, countless public libraries have been faced with the challenges with attempting to create these relationships. SB 321 seeks to bridge that divide by using the state librarians' help in bringing about resources to assist with these important local collaborations. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is anybody here in the committee hearing room would like to testify in support of this measure? Your name, your organization, your position, please.
Mr. Chairman, Jeff Frost, representing the California School Library Association, happy to support the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Frost. Next, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Senators. Robert Gonzalez with Cruz Strategies on behalf of Sacramento County in support.
Thank you. Next, please.
Diana Vu on behalf of the Association of California School Administrators in support.
Thank you. Anybody else? Seeing none. Does anybody here like to testify in opposition to this bill or in opposition to apple pie, your mom, and the American flag? Seeing none. Seeing none. Let's go to the teleconference. Mr. Moderator, if you could please query the line for anybody who'd like to testify in support of or in opposition to the bill.
Thank you. To provide comments in support or opposition of SB 321, please press 1, then 0 at this time. And we'll go to line 26. Please go ahead, 26. Line 26, you're open now.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Asha Williams. I am a librarian and also a member of California Parents Union, and I'm calling in support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, please.
One moment, please. Please stand by. Let's go to line 23.
Hi, my name is Pam. I'm definitely in favor of children learning to read. What I find interesting is we need a bill to allow them to have access to the library. Do they not have access?
Thank you for, I'm going to take that as support. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
No.
Moving on.
Oh, you're an ass.
Next, please.
Let's go to line 65, please.
Hi, I am the sister of a public school librarian, daughter of a public school teacher, wife of a public school teacher, and I agree with whatever Kasha said. Your first witness, or maybe she wasn't first. Your technology sucks, by the way. People are having problems dialing through. You might want to fix that.
So your name, your organization, your position on the bill, please. With that, we'll move on. Ms. Moderator. Thank you.
We have no further comments in queue at this time.
Thank you. Let's bring it back to the hearing room. Any comments, Senator Wilk?
Yes. First of all, I love the bill. I'm going to support it today. I think literacy should be bipartisan, so I'd love to be a co-author if the bill ever gets amended. Senator Chobok did have to leave, and she did have a question, so I'm going to ask the question for her. So this is coming from her, not me. She wants to know, are there any costs to the LEAs to implement this program? And if so, who's paying it?
If you didn't already love our state librarian, you will love him now, Greg.
Greg Lucas from the State Library.
The beloved. Yep. You left that out.
It's implicit, right? Yeah. We don't think so. In the arrangements that exist between local school districts and libraries now, there isn't really a cost, and except sort of the printing of cards, and that becomes an issue only if you use physical cards. So, for example, LA Unified has an MOU with LA City Library, and they've converted it to it's a digital arrangement. So it's almost like just it's not a Q code, but like a barcode kind of thing. And so that's the library card. So that's almost no expense whatsoever. There's some time involved, but it's
minimal.
It's like good time, you know.
Right. All right, great. Thank you for that. And I'll pass that on to the senator.
It started off with a little bit of a cost, but the reality is that the state librarian really stepped up and has offered a lot of support and help, and really believes in the opportunity here. The thing is this isn't really about just giving kids access to libraries. It's about making sure they know where their library is and what that library means for them. And modern day libraries are about a lot more than books. These are the great equalizer of today. It's the place where everyone can get the internet, where you can get homework help. These libraries feed kids. There's everything happening in these libraries. So getting them access is critical.
No, I understand that. So I'm I'm a past trustee of a city library, and I'm talking about in the late 80s, and we were like the first latchkey program that I'm even aware of, because there was all these kids there, so we started after school programs and stuff. We didn't go to the extent of feeding them, but I understand how important libraries are to a community, and I think this is great, and I plan to support the bill today.
Thank you, Senator Welk. So we don't have a quorum as of yet. Senator Ashby, if you'd like to close, and we can move on to your next item.
Yeah, I appreciate your time and your attention to this. Thank you very much. At the appropriate time, I ask for an aye vote